Hello, this is Richard Jacobs with the Finding Genius podcast, now part of the Finding Genius Foundation. I have a really cool guest today, Seth Dillon, the CEO of the Babylon Bee. And the Babylon Bee is an online publication that I read, and they're hilarious. They've got just great satire, a lot of it political. I was an avid reader of The Onion for probably 20 years, which was, somewhat similar. And The Onion seems to have fallen off in recent years, and the Babylon Bee is rising. And I just think it's awesome, and I'm so excited to speak to Seth. So, Seth, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, tell me, how did you get into the position you're in? Like, what's your history? Were you always, a jokester, or what's your background?
I was. I got I had a personal interest in satire and comedy. I loved satirical. I loved like sketch comedy and satirical cultural comedy, like what South Park was doing and what The Simpsons was very good at, especially in their earlier years. So that had a lot of influence on me, but I didn't do it professionally. I was a writer, but not professionally. So I enjoyed writing satire and tinkering with it and playing around with it, but I wasn't making my living doing that. But when the Bee popped up, man, it was just like this breath of fresh air where satire was being done from a different perspective. And it really, I think, filled a void where you had a lot of Christians in particular, but conservatives more generally, who were underserved in that area. There wasn't a lot of quality comedy that wasn't cheesy being fed to them. So the Babylon Bee took off like crazy. People were sharing it with me a lot. I was a big fan of it and had a lot of interest in it. I got involved just by reaching out to the guy that was running it and telling him, I wanted to invest in it if I could. At the time, I was an internet entrepreneur. I had several different businesses that I was managing. I wasn't looking at taking on the business itself to run it. I was really just looking from the outside as a passive investor for an opportunity. And he wanted to sell it. We ended up working out a deal, which was great. It wasn't what I was looking for initially, but I have no regrets. I love the Bee.
Okay. So how long have you been the CEO of the Babylon Bee?
Since early 2018. So going on 3.5 years.